So glad you're tuning in and listening today, because we've really got a very exciting topic that we want to sort of touch on and talk about. A program called Habitat what's the name of it?
Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, that. See, I told you. Didn't I tell you? Habitat for Humanity. They do so much good for for a lot of people that are in need. But in studio with me today, I've got a long-time friend, Sharon Cornelius. She's a realtor here in South Carolina, and Sharon, you stay more involved in stuff than anybody I know, and it's a good thing, and you do a very good job. But how are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm fine, Frankie, and you?
I'm doing very good, and you sort of taken charge with this Habitat for Humanity project, and what is that probably everybody's heard of it, or at least familiar with that title and that group, but what does Habitat do?
Well, they've changed their module just a little bit in the last couple of years, but they help low income to moderate families move into homes or realize the dream of home ownership. Habitat this year is celebrating their 30th anniversary.
Wow. And
they've satisfied 48 mortgages already in that 30 years. They also have helped 237 families move into Habitat homes in Richland and Lexington County. 146 families moved into Habitat homes overseas through their Tithes program. Wow.
Well, is this just for homeless people or those that are about to lose their home, or exactly? If I'm maybe interested in applying or talking to somebody with Habitat about a place to live, what are we looking? What qualifies to do that?
Well, there's several things, and yes, they do help the homeless. When Katrina impacted the New Orleans area, there were people that we actually put into homes that were able to relocate here and have homes. So a little bit of both when it comes to homeless versus people who just want to buy a home. But there is a strenuous program, I will say. You have to go every year or a couple of times a year. They have what they call a meeting. You have to come to orientation, and they choose the families based on their qualifications, because you can't make too much money. You have to be low to moderate income in order to qualify. But if you qualify for the program, the program is about 18 months to actually start and finish the program, and some of that time is you have to put in what they call sweat equity hours, which means that you go out and help someone else build a house before yours is actually built.
Well, and I like that part of it when I read about that, the sweat equity piece, because you're basically being handed a house,
right? And
I don't think it's asking too much to help build it, and to maybe spend a few hours helping somebody else get into a home. So I like that idea.
And the pride of ownership takes on a whole new meaning when you actually have to not only help someone else build their house, but you're actually out there hammering nails in your own house.
You're absolutely right. And now, have you actually been out there and been working on this house?
Absolutely. Several times in several different places, not just here in Columbia.
And you have fun doing it?
Absolutely.
Well, are you building from scratch? From ground up, or are you taking an older home and remodeling it, or how?
Well, they actually do both. They will buy a lot, because before they would do tracts of land and build like 10 houses at a time, what they would call their blitz. They're not doing that anymore per se. What they do now is they go through communities and buy a lot, build a house, or they may find one that needs some work and they'll rehab that house. And also they will go through the neighborhood. Let's just say they buy a house in one particular neighborhood. They will go up and down the street modifying the other houses on the outside.
Wow.
They build gardens, just kind of revitalizing the neighborhood.
Well, and that's excellent because that's what we need in a lot of areas, and really all it takes is just a little bit of interest, where you start to see some things starting to change, look different for the good, and then hopefully the owners in that neighborhood will catch on and start doing more for themselves, and next thing you know, you've got a very nice neighborhood.
Right.
Very revitalized neighborhood. Now, these builders and contractors, I assume they're licensed contractors.
Absolutely. You just don't volunteer to go build a house without any structure or any guidance. There are licensed contractors that are out there, but for the most part, they're volunteers. And throughout the 30 years, they've had over 70,000 volunteers to help build Habitat houses.
Well, it's, things are a lot different, obviously, building with code and just how you construct things, because, I was actually helping my brother's a contractor, and he was actually building, he built his own house by himself. But I was helping him a little bit, and I showed up to help him with my hammer, had my little nail bag around, and I walked up with the hammer in my hand. He said, "What is that?" I said, "It's a hammer."
Yeah.
He goes, "What? Nobody uses anything like that today. Apparently they got these electric things where you shoot it."
A nail gun.
Yeah.
That's what it's called,
Now,
Frankie,
see,
a nail gun.
That's cheating, isn't it?
No, not necessarily.
You got to
It's
get in
efficiency.
there. Well, you got to get in there and beat them nails. And usually you got to straighten them back out and then beat some more until they get all the way in. And right now, let's just go straight to our phone lines where right now we got Donna. How you doing, Donna?
Hey, Frankie.
How are you?
I am good. Hey, I'm currently one of your students, and I was calling in to find out more about how one can volunteer or different things that they can do for Habitat.
Oh, good question. How can you volunteer can you volunteer to do stuff like that?
There's so much that you can do. Anything from helping take off vinyl, putting vinyl siding on, building a deck.
Bring a bottle of water.
I might be qualified for that because I'm kind of a girl.
But really,
I was talking about me, Donna. That's what I could do.
And that is one thing that you can do, because we have volunteers that bring water and snacks and
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza, lunch.
Okay.
So there's a lot that you can do.
So is there a website that can direct me to, is that how I would do that or find out what's going on?
Well, you can actually call Habitat. Their number is 803-252-3570, which is the best way to get involved. Then they can tell you what projects they're working on, where and when, and how you can volunteer.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
That's awesome, Donna. Thank you so much for calling.
All right, Frankie, I'll see you this weekend.
All right. You have a great one. All right. Well, and if you have any questions at all or anything we can help you with, again, number 799-8255, 799-8255. And, a lot of people really, they want to help, especially if it's something that's good.
Right.
It's not a handout, because you are going to have to put in some hours, sweat equity, as you call it. I like that term.
Right.
And I really like that. I certainly don't mind sweating if you're going to help me put a roof over my head or my family's head. And by the way, does it matter how big your family is, or?
No, not necessarily. Just so long as you fall between the guidelines of the low to moderate income. That's more of what they're looking for. I will say, though, that you have to qualify still for a loan, which, by the way, their loans are interest-free. So on average, the monthly payment still ends up being probably about $350 a month.
Wow.
Yes.
That's less than a lot of people's car payments.
Absolutely.
That's can't beat that. Well, let's talk real quick about this golf tournament that you've actually got coming up in when is this, in May?
It's May the 18th.
May the 18th at Cobblestone. That's a really nice golf course.
It really is.
It's really nice, and what's going on that day, and so if somebody wanted to golf or put a team together, what are we doing here?
Well, we're doing a celebrity golf tournament where we're going to have some local celebrities and hopefully some that are not local to play in the event. It's going to be, like I said, May the 18th at Cobblestone Park out in Blythewood. And if you want to put a team together, the cost per player is $125.
Okay.
And all of the proceeds go to benefit Habitat. We wanted to kind of do something special by incorporating some celebrities.
Well, and have you already got the celebrities lined up, or are we holding that back to announce on another day?
Well, we're going to hold that back for just another day. However, we do have some celebrities lined up. David Patton with the New Orleans Saints, I will mention him.
Oh, okay.
He's one of my clients as well as an ex-NFL player, and he will be putting together a team as well. And we've got some others, and we'll come back later and give you a long list of those celebrities.
Yeah, put us on. We got to sit on pins and needles, wait and see who we're going to play with. I think I know at least one or two that you're going to have, but I won't say.
Absolutely.
But I also notice here that we got a good chance of actually winning a brand new car.
Yes, one of my friends over at Jim Hudson, Keith Hudson, has donated a car for a hole-in-one.
Well, I'm going to go practice a little bit, and now I assume this would be like on a par 3 hole, not on a par 4 or par 5.
We're going to put it on the putting green for you, Frankie.
Hey. They got as much risk of losing on the putting green as they do any one of those holes if I was doing it.
Especially with me.
But I love to play golf. I do. Yep, I buy about 36 balls to play 18 holes, and I'll use every one of them. And I may have to borrow a couple before we get completely finished. But it's pretty fun. I do enjoy. I haven't played it in a while. It's just been so busy, and real estate's been busy.
Real estate has been really busy.
Have you been really that busy?
Oh, absolutely. 8 sales this month already.
Really?
Really.
I'm
6
join
of
your
which
team.
are closing this month.
You go, girl. That is awesome. And now this golf tournament again is May the what?
May the 18th.
May the 18th. And if somebody wants to get a team registered for this tournament, how do we contact you, or what do we do?
Yes, call me at 803-600-3524, or you can email me at sharon@screaltycolumbia.com.
And if you were riding down the road or somewhere and you just couldn't write down that information, you get in touch. If you just call me or get in touch with me, I know how to run Sharon down. She's not hard to track, so we can certainly make that happen. But are there any other things? Does Habitat do anything other than golf tournaments that you're aware of to try to or raise money and raise awareness?
Absolutely. They do several banquets. As a matter of fact, they've got one that's coming up in April, right before the tournament. So
Okay.
at the end of the year, they usually do I don't know what to call it, but it's a banquet type event, and they make a lot of handcrafted.
We call that dinner.
Well, dinner is involved, Frankie. You will get dinner, but what's so neat about it is that they auction off items that they actually go and make themselves out of some of the wood that they've harvested from houses that they've torn down. And then of course they have the restore, where they sell all types of stuff. I mean, anything that has to do with the house is in the restore. So you can go over there and pick up some items that you might need, for everything from windows to doors, appliances, furniture.
Wow. Well, then speaking of stuff like that, if I go back to this golf tournament, do you already know what do you win if you win?
Well, we're definitely going to give away maybe a trophy or a plaque of some sort, but we've got some special gifts that we're kind of working on, because we also want to give our celebrities something really nice for participating in the golf tournaments. And we're going to give away first, second, and third prize, as well as we're going to give away a prize to the sponsor that has the nicest hole. We call it the stickiest hole, make you want to hang around and come back again. So we'll give away a prize for that as well.
So you don't have to actually play golf to be a sponsor, so if you wanted to promote your business and do some advertising. Absolutely. So you do take sponsorships and stuff right now?
Yes, and right now we've got a few that I'd love to mention if it's okay with you.
Yeah.
We have Chris Smith over at Prime Lending that has committed to sponsor for us. We've got Lawyer Lisa, which is Lisa Hofsteller. Mm-hmm. And we have Brandon Clark has been tremendous with helping me out on this golf tournament.
Awesome.
Brandon is with Clark's Pest Control.
Awesome.
Chris Moran with the Moran Law Firm. Mm-hmm. And we've got Essex Homes, which is one of our key sponsors. And we have Puff Howard Towing. Puff always helps me out with the golf tournament.
Well, it's good to know somebody with a record.
I've needed him a time or two.
Well, that's interesting, and appreciate you putting those out there. Oh, that's going to be great. But you got the Golf Pro. Now, are they helping you much with this event?
Well, I'm unfortunately am spearheading this event mostly by myself, but Brandon Jeffcoat is really helping me out with it.
Also a realtor here in the Midlands and doing a lot of work, volunteer primarily, I assume, for Habitat for Humanity, which is a really good cause. Helps a lot of people put a roof over their head because, Sharon, there's just so many people that I just need a little help. If I can just get a hand, I can make this work. But we need some help. Absolutely.
Then the article that I was featured in on yesterday, the one thing I pointed out is that I tell people all the time with getting pre-qualified, mm-hmm. which is the hardest part of getting. The first step is to get pre-qualified.
Hopefully it will be there. But we got a phone call right now, so let's go straight to our phone lines and talk to Fran. How you doing, Fran?
Hey, Frankie, how are you this morning?
Oh, this Fran. I was getting ready to hear some sweet voice.
No, Money Coach Fran.
How you doing, brother?
I'm well, buddy. I'm well. Y'all doing a great job this morning. I love hearing about this Habitat for Humanity stuff. What a great entity and what great things they do for people.
Yeah, buddy.
I got an idea. You and me, we need to go talk to Kevin, and we need to put together a little sponsorship and maybe a team, and be out there on the day of this tournament. Advertise for all of us, play, have a big time. I think it'd be a great thing for all of us to get into together.
Yeah.
Well, I knew you would, and I tell you, I can't think of a better fun activity than to see you and me and Kevin, and maybe we can get a fourth.
Brian.
I don't know if Brian Leonard could swing a club.
Oh,
He's
he can do it.
He's all up these days like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But we need a fourth, and then we could play a little golf and have a little booze and, talk about the point, talk about success in real estate, talk about IPG, and just have a big time. You with me on this? You want to see if we can't bribe Kevin?
I like that. I think we can go ahead and commit him here on the air now.
I think we should, just to get under his skin.
Thank you.
So Kevin Cohen has agreed.
I'm sorry?
Kevin Cohen has now agreed. He's not here.
Oh, he's now agreed. He's in there?
No, he's not here. I'm just speaking for him.
But you're speaking for him. Good.
Yeah.
But I think we need to seriously consider this, because what a great charity, what a great cause, and it would be a great time to play a little golf up at Cobblestone and have a big time. I just would love to see you whack 36 balls out of into the woods.
Oh, I can do it, brother. I can do it quickly.
Frankie's going to cause their team to be the last one to come in.
Well, it's captain's choice,
if we
right?
Play, we need to have you need to have a prize for the last place team.
I will do that, Fran.
There you go. Okay, I need you to do that, because we chances are good we will be the very last. It may be after dark before we get done.
Oh, wow. The VIP party will be well over.
There you go. You see?
So
Anyway, y'all are doing a great job this morning. And Frankie, I'm serious. Let's talk to Kevin.
yeah.
And let's see if we can't put something together so we can help these folks.
And Team Point's going to win the last place prize.
The last prize. That's right.
I like
Y'all have
that.
a great day. You're doing a super job.
Thank you,
Fran.
Fran.
Have a good one, buddy.
Take care now.
All
bye-bye.
righty. And that was Fran Holloran. I'm sure most of you recognize that voice with our money coach. Does an awesome job on Thursday mornings. But I like that idea, Sharon. I mean, what
Thank you, Fran, for calling in.
you're? We can call us Team Point,
Okay.
and Brian will be our leadoff because he's got these monster arms. I bet you could hit that by, 450 yards? What? How far could you play golf
I've
before?
never played golf before. Does putt count?
Well, we'll share.
Putt does count.
There you go. I've played golf before then.
Putt does count.
Can we share golf clubs, or we have to all have our own golf clubs?
Oh, Frankie.
We're coming to have some fun, and I think we can do it. Now, I really like that idea that Fran had, and hopefully we'll get that worked out. And in studio with my friend Sharon Cornelius, realtor also here in the Midlands, and does so much to help people and different events that are helping other people. Very, very active in the community, and can't thank her enough for all she does. But what we're talking about today is Habitat for Humanity, which is a really good cause, and would love to have you come out to this golf tournament, which is going to be on what day again, Sharon?
May the 18th.
May the 18th, so we do have some time.
We do.
You can go ahead. You got plenty of time to get your team together and see if you can beat Team Point, which is going to be Fran, myself, Kevin, and Brian. Just going to have such a good time out there.
Very interesting.
If anybody loses to Team Point, you should not be allowed to play golf anymore. I don't think. But there was something, and that slipped my mind, but there was something else that we hadn't touched on yet that you brought up during the break. What was that?
Well, there will be a VIP party
Yes.
immediately following the golf tournament.
Now, what is that? What is the VIP? Is that for just VIPs, or am I a VIP if I play?
Well, it depends on when you finish, Frankie. You may miss it.
No, I'll finish in a hurry, I can assure you.
Well, the VIP is going to be obviously for our celebrities. It will also be for our sponsors. We will or have been considering selling VIP tickets as well. We
Okay.
haven't come up with the cost yet, but the food is going to be fabulous. Ribeye steaks and
Ribeyes,
yes,
really?
yes, and a couple of other nice things on the menu as well.
So I could pay to be a VIP.
Yes, you could.
That's about the only way I'm going to be a VIP. But, it just sounds like a really fun time, and a lot of things you've got going on, a lot of coordination. And, again, in fact, let's go ahead and do this now before because I certainly don't want to run out of time, but how can people get in touch with you to talk about the sponsorship or signing up for the golf tournament?
Well, you can call me at 803-600-3524, or you can email me at sharon@screaltycolumbia.com. That's sharon@screaltycolumbia.com.
Okay.
And we'd love to have you come out to be a sponsor, play in the event, or even volunteer. We do need volunteers for the day as well.
Well, have you thought of, and you may already have it, I don't know, but maybe putting a Facebook page out there that...
We have an event page on Facebook.
Awesome.
And we're also working on a website just for the tournament as well.
Okay. Now, the Facebook page is, what's that called? Just Habitat for Humanity?
It is just Celebrity Golf Tournament.
Oh, Celebrity Golf Tournament.
Right.
Okay. Well, a lot of good things are being planned. Now, you also mentioned there's a drink cart And you've got a couple of those left?
Right. Which is usually, the beverage carts are usually the first ones to go when it comes to sponsors. And right now we only have 2 beverage carts left. And now is the best time to sponsor those carts because, as we stated before, you get a 20% discount. And we provide the beer for those carts as well.
Okay, so really, if I were to sponsor the beverage cart, I'm really just driving it around. Am I going to be the one driving it around too?
Right. You'll be the one driving it around, and it will have your company sign on it. And you'll just be
Shaking hands and
just making sure that the players are not
hydrated.
parched.
We got to be
Yes.
hydrated, and because it's not fun to play if you're dehydrated, and I understand that. So it really does sound like a lot of fun, and it's certainly for a great purpose, helping people to get in the home, get a roof over their head, and just a really good deal all the way around. And I can't thank you enough, Sharon, for coming in this morning, because I know you're very busy and got a lot of things going on, but to share with us what is taking place. If you couldn't write down Sharon's information, then just contact me. You can go to my website, frankiegriffin.com. My phone number, my email, it's all right there. Let me know, and I can certainly put you in touch with Sharon. And or you can go to the Facebook page, and is your contact
Right.
information there?
It is.
The Celebrity Golf Tournament
Right.
page, is that it? But Sharon, thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you for having me, Frankie.
Oh, it has been a pleasure. And in the couple minutes or so I think we've got left, I did want to just mention, because you've heard me talk so many times about how important it is, if you're going to be selling your home, you've got to have very professional, good-looking photos, because I'm sure you've heard the old saying, a photo is worth 1,000 words. And that could not be more truer than in real estate, because buyers are shopping online and they're going to be looking at your pictures. There's no doubt about that. And if you've got that house, and Sharon, you know this, if you got a house listed out there for $200,000, if I'm looking online at that house, I better see something in that picture that looks like it's worth $200,000.
Absolutely.
So you got to have very professional quality photographs, and obviously that's what Jerry does. Jerry is a professional real estate photographer, and I say real because that's all he does. He doesn't do other photograph. I mean, he may take. I'm sure he takes pictures of other stuff, but Jerry makes his living photographing real estate and just does such an awesome job. Well, Jerry, I wanted you to share with everybody, because you've got a program, or a special, I guess you can call it, right now. And what have you got going on?
Well, what I've done is that I realize a lot of times when an agent is out there trying to market the property, and they are really pouring a lot of money right up front trying to get things going so they can get that property listed and get it going and everything else, I've come up with a way that I think I can help them out when they're first getting started. Basically, here's how the program works. Say you have your property, you're getting ready to list it. You pay me $50 up front.
Nice.
When the property closes, then an additional $100 would be paid to me by the closing attorney.
Okay.
Now, here's another good part about it. If that property comes off the market for any reason, if it doesn't sell, then the agent owes me nothing other than that $50 that was paid up front.
Now, see, that's a good deal, because your normal fee is $150.
That's correct.
But you're saying just $50 up front, and then we can pay the rest when it closes.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
And I did have to put some kind of time limit. Let's give you an example that if the property, for some reason, were to come back on as a listing and come back on the market within a 12-month period of time, then the contract would still stand as the fact that when the property closes,
getting that other $100.
right. And one other quick thing I want to mention is that I issue a license to that agent to use those images for marketing that property. Anyway, there's not really much limitation to them on that. Now, if the builder, owner, or someone else wants to use those images, they have to get permission from me to do that. And that would be me granting them a license for a fee.
Okay. Well, that sounds like an awesome job, because you'll take, what, a couple dozen or 3 dozen? Of photos.
I'll take probably up to as much as 35 or 40 pictures for them. I might also add that this also includes a virtual tour that has it branded or non-branded, because MLS doesn't want you to brand it.
Yeah.
So,
and will this work with for sale by owner? If they would you?
Absolutely. If they're interested in doing that, contact me. Then get in touch with me. Give me a call. Number is 803-331-9035.
Okay. And again, if you're riding down the road, you couldn't write that information down. You go to my website, frankiegriffin.com, click on Real Estate Partners. You'll find a list of all my partners there, and obviously, you'll find Jerry Bilton with Eagle Photography right there, along with all my other real estate partners. They're all, as far as I'm concerned, the best at what they do. They do an awesome job. And Sharon, again, I can't thank you enough, my dear, for coming in and spending a little time with us. Always such fun.
Well, thank you, Frankie. It is.
And I hope you have a very blessed weekend. As you, as the listener, please be careful. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to Success in Real Estate on the Point.